and welcome to the third episode of the Senioritis podcast. I am Kyla Crawlup.
I'm Kellen Kennedy.
I was also going to have some banter with you, Kellen.
Why?
Because, I don't know, that's how podcasts are.
I guess so. Kyla's very mean to me and is an abusive employer.
I love this dynamic between you two.
Yeah, well, it's not really dynamic yet.
It's a dynamic as in she abuses me in the workplace.
Yeah, you'll get there. One more episode.
Well, yeah, you just need a little bit more growth.
Team chemistry is not quite there yet.
Okay. Well, now it's just getting a little bit insulting.
Okay. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Introductions.
We don't have to do banter. You and I, Kellen, we don't banter. Okay? I take it back. So, let's introduce our guests. Hopefully we have a better banter with them. First, we have... She's a marching band drum major. That's not English.
You had a big thing written up and you blow it.
I have a big thing. It's going to be great. Okay. Drum roll, please.
That mistake.
Marching band drum major, last year's Rotary Interact president, National Honor Society tutoring senior chair, student council, and she's on the business and marketing team for... You guys, this is a big moment.
We're looking at the mic pickup and it's just all white.
Okay. Marketing team for robotics. Marketing team for... Is that better?
No, you do whatever you want.
The marketing team for robotics. It's Katina Nadda. Is that big enough?
Spooky.
Oh. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Are you excited to be here?
I am very excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. It should be fun.
Okay.
We're glad to have you.
Thank you.
It just started.
And for my second introduction,
Oh, dang.
soccer, science Olympiad team captain, state champion, saxophone section leader, National Honor Society Teacher Appreciation Committee senior chair, and a member of student council, kind of, in my opinion.
Whoa.
Just because I was late doesn't mean I wasn't a valuable.
Just because you don't come to meetings. Actually, you do come to meetings.
Yeah.
There are so many people who don't go to meetings more than me.
Yeah.
Wait, Kyla, were you on the yearbook? Was your name on
Not
the
you.
thing?
You joined this year.
It was spelt wrong.
Yours was on. Mine wasn't even on the thing.
But this deep male voice is Jameson Francis.
Deep man.
Oh, so I'm the high male voice?
Oh, no.
I'm just going off what I'm hearing, guys. I'm sorry.
Not to brag, but
How are you, Jay?
I am doing great. It's a wonderful Thursday morning at Allendale High School. It's a great day to be a Falcon, you know?
Yeah. It's always a great day to be a Falcon. Okay. I'm glad you both are here.
Thank you, Kyla.
This is interesting. This is the first episode with people outside of the FNN classroom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you
We're
guys
branching out.
excited?
So our first question is a bit of an icebreaker.
Ooh.
Katina, if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
I would have mind reading as my superpower, but maybe not, because there was an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer where she could read everyone's minds and couldn't turn it off. So it kind of scares me a little, but I just want to know what people are thinking all the time.
Yeah. That always used to be my answer. And then I thought about it and I was like, I would never, ever, ever want somebody to read my mind. So why should I have the power to read others' minds?
That's true. Yeah, that's definitely one to think about.
But whose mind would you want to read more? Your friends or your parents?
My friends, definitely. I don't want to know what my parents are thinking.
No.
I don't really care.
Yeah, you might hear some stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Jay, what about you?
Usually, I like just no thinking. It's super speed, just because that seems super cool. Okay, that seems like the most practical thing.
Super
What would you do
speed.
with it?
I don't know, run fast places. But the thing is, if you have superpowers, you're gonna get like taken away and like ET'd and like poked and prodded, and so I would rather just not have superpowers.
You can just run from them.
Well,
Run away, bro.
Hey, we don't know. The government could have some fast running people themselves. So
Why wouldn't... Okay, the thing about super speed is I feel like teleportation is so much better.
Yeah,
oh,
that's
shoot.
true. That's my answer.
Well, I just would like to, like... You know how... I don't know what it is, if it's, like, the Flash or whatever, where, like, when he goes super fast, it's not like he's going super fast, but everything's going super slow. Like, I want that. Like, to be able to have a moment to, like, think about things.
So you want to control time?
Sure, you know what? That sounds much better. That sounds so much better.
Okay.
And then I can hide it from the government better. There we go.
Yeah.
They'll never know.
Yeah.
Thank you for helping me decide which superpower
You're
I want.
welcome. In case it ever comes up, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
I get a genie or something, you know?
Yeah.
Wanna know?
I feel like you're more of a sidekick type, though.
Oh.
That's fair.
You're-
I see it.
You're
We've had
like...
some pretty nice sidekicks.
Yeah.
You don't have to hype me up.
Oh, my little sidekick.
Oh. Yeah, what about you, Kellen?
I said invisibility.
Oh.
I mean, not invisibility. Teleportation.
Teleportation.
Yeah, that was my answer.
It would be so nice.
I could be anywhere.
I wish scientists would get on that.
Yeah, it'd probably be a big machine, though. So, science quite hasn't progressed that far, I don't think.
I feel like that's a little spooky, you know? Just being... I don't know how... I don't even know how that would work, but...
You'd be in
I've seen
nowhere.
Willy Wonka. And
They don't teleport in Willy Wonka.
in the second one with Johnny Depp. Or the... You haven't seen the one with Johnny Depp?
I've seen the one with Johnny Depp. I don't remember
You know when
any
he gets
teleportation.
teleported into the TV?
Oh.
And then he has
that's-
to get stretched out?
Technically, that was
I don't know, I think I-
teleportation,
I think it's some
guess.
sort of flu powder where you just throw it in the fireplace.
Yeah.
And then
Oh.
you just kind of...
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice.
But that's
From
just
Harry Potter.
magic. I thought we were talking about science.
I mean, oh, that's
But
In a
magic,
way,
science is magic.
Science is magic. I was just about to say it. Wow.
I'm with a bunch of nerds.
Well, that's a great segue into our first question, which is, when do you remember first being labeled a gifted child? Or, like, when do you remember realizing that you were part of the top of your class? Katina?
When I was in preschool, I could read, and none of the other kids would read, so the teachers would have to, like, bring me out of class and read books with me to try to get me to become, like, more advanced. But you learn soon that becoming more advanced kind of ends once you get to high school. In the point of, you kind of plateau off after a little bit.
You could read in preschool. Did your parents just really want you to?
Yeah, I really liked reading.
Oh,
And my
wow.
parents would always, I think the thing was I would memorize the books. So my parents just think they could think I would read, but I would just memorize everything.
Oh, wow.
That could have been it too.
Cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did not have that. I think I more like accidentally got advanced a little because we would so if you don't remember, you weren't here in elementary, but there were these things where they were like split classes because the class above us didn't have enough to fill up a third grade class and our class didn't have enough to fill up a second grade class.
Oh, yeah, I was in that class.
Yeah, so there were like 10 like
Second graders.
10 third graders, and you're teaching two different curriculums at the same time to a bunch of different students. So they would throw like second graders who they believed had a chance in like third grade math into third grade math, and just kind of, because that jump is way different than like adding 2-digit numbers to instead of 3-digit numbers is different than like going from algebra 1 to geometry, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The jump's a little different, so I accidentally stumbled onto advanced in math, and then that gave me more time to like read and stuff, so then I would just read more, and that's just kind of how that accidentally happened.
Interesting. My school also had a second, third grade combined classroom the same year. What happened that year?
The third graders just fell off the face of the earth.
Maybe state funding was really low or something? I don't know. That's so strange that happened at both of our schools, though.
Because I've never seen it happen again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they have the one like right now.
It didn't happen the year before us, and it didn't happen the year after us.
That's
I
true.
feel really bad for the teachers of those combined classrooms teaching
Yeah.
2 curriculums.
Was it Miss Lyman or something?
Mrs. Lyman was the one in Springview, and Mrs. Filsick was the one in Evergreen.
Were you in Evergreen?
I was in Evergreen. Okay, we don't have to.
Jay.
I know I'm here with 2 Springview students, so.
I will never, ever understand the 2 elementary schools in the same school thing.
I don't know what the purpose was of that.
They don't do it anymore, I don't think.
No.
Technically, it's one whole school, but I mean, they still have the wings and. Wait, no. I think this year they had switched it because my mom is teaching there now, or got out of there quick. but the Springview side is now second and third, whereas the Evergreen side is first and second. So they switched it up.
That makes sense.
That makes way more sense.
I don't know why they needed different names for them if they were in the same building. But
they wanted to build some healthy competition.
I guess
Give us
so.
something
They
to
definitely
hate each other for in high school.
That's really funny.
Stinky Evergreen.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know.
Elementary school, all in all, is pretty easy for you guys. But when do you first remember becoming really overwhelmed with school?
Probably... No, it was 6th grade. I struggled in 6th grade because it like went from like this really rigid structure where you didn't have as much homework, and if you did, it was like you do this packet, to 6th grade where you had to be responsible for your own stuff. So I struggled that year, but I mean, I got into the groove of things, and
God.
I'm not. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't. We need to. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. You can groove
No,
on
but
this
yeah,
podcast.
it was 6th
Podcasts
grade.
are all about personality.
6th grade, and then after that, it kind of evened out for me, and it was all good.
So they just had more responsibility for you in 6th grade?
Yeah, like you had to be responsible for your own work, and like they would just, obviously that's what it is now, but like the teachers would say, okay, you have this homework tonight, and they weren't like, they didn't give you something to do. It was like you went home and did something on your computer. So it was finding that way of remembering things and being responsible for my own work.
Wait, you guys had computers in middle school?
Yeah.
We did.
Oh my gosh.
Same ones.
You guys are so
they never upgraded us.
privileged.
They did.
Those are a little better than the ones in middle
Right.
school.
Same concept. Mine, I would say, was Mr. Picard's class in 6th grade.
Also 6th grade.
Yeah, because that class was just, like, super intense. And I think I did fine in the class. I always did my work, but just the content that we were given was so upper level that we never experienced anything like that previously. And then 7th grade, I just hated all my teachers. I don't think there was a single teacher I liked, except maybe one. But I just didn't really care enough to do anything or work. So that was, like, my issue with 7th. But after that, I was fine.
What is Mr. Picard's class?
It is a microbiology in, like, environmental science.
Oh, that was difficult.
It was crazy. We did the rail project?
The rail project was so weird. I looked back at that the other day, and it's like an actual research paper.
Oh yeah, my
that we
sister's
just
doing
wrote.
it right now.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, why did they have us do that in 6th grade?
What?
They made us climb in the little drain out in front of
What?
the middle school.
And,
we
like,
would
collect
collect scuds.
Yeah.
What's a scud?
Oh,
A
boy,
little,
I
a
don't.
little bug that goes in the water.
Oh.
Little water bug.
I feel like it was basically an intro college level
macroinvertebrates.
class.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah,
it was
pretty much.
the stuff we were learning.
That sounds really fun, though.
It
Like,
was.
it
I really liked
It
that
was
class.
a ton of fun. It was just a lot.
But you were crawling in a drain?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was a stream.
The streams.
You'd go and we'd like every week. We'd test a different area of it, and like you'd check the pH, the alkalinity of it. You'd collect
Oh my
bugs.
gosh.
You get in like the boots and the big gear.
You get
a
and
big-
everything,
you get a
and
big
the
net.
things
So
and
fun.
swoop it.
There's a net. You catch
Yeah.
all the
You
little
have to like
microinvertebrates in.
Didn't someone fall in?
I'm sure a
many
lot of people
fall
fall in.
I feel like Maeve would always tell me about how she fell in or something.
That's probably true. Plus, all the waders had holes in them, so you're basically in
Yeah.
the water.
You
There
get
was
soaked.
one. You would get to school early to get that one pair to try to get like the good one.
Wow. This is making me feel so much FOMO.
Yep, you missed out.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it was followed up by this like massive research paper that like 6th graders were not prepared to write.
That's true. I still don't know what any of it means.
No, yeah, just typed in words.
Just typing words.
There's
I
a
might
lot
still
of
have it.
complex acronyms.
Oh god, it's somewhere in the drive.
I know,
I
it's
have
gotta
it.
be in the drive somewhere.
That's cool that your middle school put that responsibility on you.
I think that was just Mr. Picard.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the science teachers were, well, I wouldn't say that.
Okay. Then we'll move past it.
They collectively went off in difficulty level.
Yeah, it
That's
got
true.
To the point where we had
from there.
Erdmans at 8th grade and just
Didn't do anything.
yeah.
I think I drew the water cycle once.
Ooh, the
That's a
water
classic.
cycle.
Yeah. I do remember that.
I miss field trips so much.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
another thing.
same.
In middle school, we had a large lack of field trips.
That's
We
Oh,
would
really?
go to these places and pick weeds,
Oh my god, that was
What?
the 7th grade thing. I remember that.
Yeah.
What was it? The
Eastmanville
Bayou.
Oh yeah, we'd clip those big
Yeah.
vines and then they'd put like juice on them.
Yeah. And people would get like poison ivy and all this stuff.
Yeah.
There were goats.
There were goats. Eat the vines. What were the vines? They were an invasive species. We were chopping them down.
Oh god, I can.
Cool. Whoa, you guys were
Yeah, it was
stopping
kinda
invasive
fun.
species?
I thought it was kind of fun.
We just went to this place called the Wild 100, which was just woods. And we would just like run around.
Oh.
Sounds dope.
Someone found like a rabbit skull one time.
Ooh.
That was pretty cool. Other than that, I think we were supposed to like just find stuff in nature. We weren't stopping invasive species, for sure. Okay, so that was middle school. And then transitioning to high school, how did that change your stress levels? Especially with adding extracurriculars, thinking about college coming up. How were you affected with the transition to high school?
Well, I tried not to think about college till like a month ago.
Okay.
So that was my strategy.
How did that go?
Not well. Don't do it. It really puts a damper on things. But yeah, I think actually I found that like balancing myself with extracurriculars really kind of helped me.
It gives you time management.
Yeah, that was it. Because like I came into high school and like I knew I was kind of screwed because I decided to do soccer and marching band at the same time. So I'm like running from one thing to another, going home, doing homework till like 10 and like getting super tired and everything. But the thing was I could manage my time really well and that helped me with the rest of the year where I didn't have as much going on. And so I thought the extracurriculars like actually kind of helped me balance and be prepared.
Yeah, that's true. When I don't have any extracurriculars, then the homework just also doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense, actually.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
No, I completely agree with having everything going on. It gives you a sense of like, okay, I need to do this at this time, then I have like this long to do homework. And I feel like I do better in school, or I feel better in school when I have a lot going on in my life. Which is kind of odd, but I mean, it works.
It's kind of that optimal arousal theory that we talk about in psychology. Have any of you taken psych with Gottberg?
No.
No.
Oh,
That's
Anna's
all
in my
you.
class. Yeah, so optimal arousal theory is this theory that there's a certain level of stress that humans need to function, and everyone's level is different. So maybe just having homework during the night isn't enough to make you feel like stressed to make you do it, but having homework and a bunch of other things to do balances out the perfect amount of stress that makes you complete everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I also feel like though some of it has to be differentiated, like a sport or something that's kind of fun and lets you release some stress is different than just like what?
More stress.
Yeah,
More-
like right now,
yeah.
college application
Yeah,
stress
exactly.
is very different than the stress I feel when I have to hop between extracurriculars.
Yeah, switching between like a sport and homework is very different from switching between one essay and another that you have to write simultaneously, one for college, one for school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. College essays are a lot of stress.
I kind of liked him. It was kind of fun.
I enjoyed it until I sent it to my whole family, and then they like shot everything down and had me rewrite it.
Aw.
No, it's okay.
I really enjoyed writing like the more fun ones where you
Yeah.
can like the Common App and like the ones where they asked you personal questions, those kind of things. But then you get into the ones like I know I've talked about it with you guys a lot, is the why essays.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
a college
Terrible.
will ask you,
No, I love
what
those
program?
Why?
because it reminds me of like a research paper.
That's why I don't like it.
research
Yeah,
school.
no.
I'd much rather write a research paper than a narrative paper.
Well, I thought
any day.
the whole point of these essays is for them to get like an idea of who you are and your like personality and your work ethic and that kind of stuff. But me just typing, saying, I like your college because it has very good programs in blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And this professor is very intelligent. Is just regurgitating stuff, whereas like you could be writing and giving them insight into you.
Well, you have to work insight into yourself into the why college essay.
I mean, yeah, but
Sounds like
That
your
takes
Y
more
college
work.
essay wasn't very good.
it probably isn't.
Oh,
Okay? I didn't like writing it.
I'm sure it's good.
Mine wasn't. I know that.
You want to
for a
read over it
fact.
after, Kyla, before I...
Sure. I'll read it
We
for
can
you.
share each other's. We're all playing
Yeah.
Michigan, right?
Yeah.
I think, yeah, we were all thinking about the same
Yeah.
Go blue.
one.
Yeah, college applications are interesting because it's sort of what you've been doing I mean, also for fun, but a lot of what you add to your plate in high school is so you can put it on your college applications and look marketable to colleges. So it's interesting to finally be at the point where you're using everything that you did in high school, but it's so stressful because it's like this, did I do enough? Did I do the right stuff? Like, how could I have done better? Like, why didn't I do this? And I hate it so much.
And you can't change anything at this point.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can go, like, oh, maybe I'll do this and then use it for that. Like,
yeah, it's kind of a stress reliever, I guess, for me. Because I think of it more like, well, there's nothing I did all I can do. Mm-hmm. Just put it on the paper and see if they like it.
If God doesn't do it, there's no way it's getting done.
Yeah.
Did someone say that?
It was a TikTok thing.
Oh, okay, well,
yeah.
Uneducated.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, so, flashback, March 2020. What did your daily schedule look like in the beginning of March?
Wow.
I went to school.
No. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Did you have anything after school?
For the first 13 days.
Track for about 3 days. I had a hockey tournament actually. Mm-hmm. The week before everything got shut down. Probably a super spreader event.
Oh yeah, I had a robotics competition where there were like probably over 200 people there in close quarters.
Yeah, we had like 10, 12, 15 teams all in one little town up in Alpena. Oof. So, yeah, that was probably not good, but it's the end of the season.
So the point of the question is, you had a lot going on.
Yeah.
And then, suddenly, we had nothing going on.
That's true.
How did that change your life as someone who, Katina, you mentioned like thriving off of having a lot to do and a lot of sort of stress. How did suddenly having nothing affect your life?
For a little bit, I did fine because I had Grand Valley classes going on. So I was keeping busy with those. Like I would wake up and my professor would have our Zoom meetings and we would do everything with that. So it wasn't that bad. It was worse and as we continued to go into quarantine, where I realized like there's nothing, and then there's also the point where they're like, well, if you don't do this, it won't really be held against you. And that doesn't help anything. Where they tell you like, you can't do this if you want. Like I didn't want to do anything. I wanted to just lay in bed and watch TV for weeks on end.
Same.
Yeah, but it also, my Allendale classes weren't doing too hot. I mean, I was doing what I needed to do in like the complete bare minimum.
Yeah, same.
Which never really happened before. I would always be an overachiever, and now I was like doing nothing.
Yeah, that's what I experienced too. Like grades meant nothing.
I was all of a sudden fine with like I had a 70%, and I was like,
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna get credit. Passing.
I almost failed the capstone project.
Yeah, I got I think 99% on an
okay.
online capstone project. That's not the thing to be bragging about because we got the same grade. We both passed.
Yeah. I got a 70% because I didn't memorize my script, so I wore sunglasses to read off my page, and I did costume changes. It was a very dynamic performance. I played if you know the song Rebel Girl, I played that as I entered.
You entered? Wait.
I started playing the song, and I said, now introducing the one and only Kyla Krullop. And I did this at like 2 a.m.
Just so everybody knows, this is like a presentation, a video presentation that we were doing. And you went through like this whole production to do it?
Yes.
Never mind, that's perfectly on brand for you.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah. I mean, it was hard going into... Actually, the weird thing is, it was kind of nice going into quarantine in a very privileged way, because I was doing Newsies, and I was, like, so overwhelmed. I don't know what was happening, but my brain had, like, shut down, and it's this weird thing where I didn't think Newsies was gonna happen. Like, I couldn't foresee it happening.
You manifested it.
You manifested it.
I think I was just, like, so detached from... like, the enjoyment of the show, just trying, and I didn't know my lines, I was just, like, failing So, like, not having to do the show was really nice. I hope Ms. Verdonk doesn't listen to this, but I don't know. I just feel like I was like, high school, I did so many shows, and sometimes I would do 2 shows at once. Theater kid life is really difficult. It's just so hard.
It's just so hard being a theater kid.
It's so hard being this talented.
Oh my god.
It was just really, like, sincerely, really hard for me to, like, function in that, like, last week of rehearsal, that not having to do it the next week, I was like, it was really nice. Which is an insanely privileged thing to say. But yeah, it was kind of a nice break from this norm of doing so much over the last, like, 3 years.
I think there was also a big difference in that, like, first half of quarantine, like, before when spring break was supposed to be. Because we didn't have any work. Like, they couldn't give us work at that point, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then after that, it hit, and it was like, oh no. And those weeks were horrible because everything was due Friday. So I take Monday through Thursday as, like, I got a week. I got a whole week to do this. I don't need to do anything. And then Friday was just quacking away on a keyboard.
Yeah. Crap. I would go to the Zoom classes, Mrs. Klein's Zoom class.
I think we were the only 3 on those.
Yeah,
no,
pretty
like
much.
the first 2, there were a bunch of people that went on, and then
the crazy
after...
hat day.
What?
Everybody showed up with their crazy hats on, but then left before the lesson started.
Oh, I didn't go to that one. I don't remember that.
I still have never been in a Zoom meeting in my life.
Really?
To this day.
How? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Kellen, you're the only person.
Yeah.
Yeah, Klein's class was fun, except that she would keep like pinning me as the main video, so everyone just had to look at me, and I felt so awkward. I would just be like,
Don't know, we all felt awkward for you. It was secondhand embarrassment from everybody.
Luckily, there was only 2 other people there.
And she would always have you keep your mic on and your camera on.
yeah.
And
But then,
because, like, there's stuff going on in my house. Like, do you want to hear everything going on in my house? Like, my family's been stuck together at this point for weeks.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot.
Or she would mute us all, and then she'd be like, why are none of you answering my question?
Or one time we were supposed to be looking at a problem, but she never put the problem on her computer. So I text Jay, I'm like, do you see the problem? I'm like, I don't see anything going on. I'm like, you gotta tell her. So he would have to, like, go on and, hey, Miss Klein, we can't see anything you're showing us right now.
Oh my gosh. Oh, what a weird time. Yeah, school was such a joke that it was, like, such a change. Like, it was kind of nice to not be graded. Do you kind of wish we weren't on an ABC sort of grading? Do you kind of wish we did that pass?
No, because then I wouldn't have any motivation to do anything.
Yeah, I would still be getting 70% on everything and not trying at all.
You're saying that compared to passing and failing?
Yeah.
I'd much rather have the A, B, C.
Yeah, because then I guess you're working to earn something.
Mm-hmm. But I also have the issue with comparing kids to other kids when it comes to that. This is going to get, like, a whole different thing compared to, like, holistic grading versus, like, your grade is what it is.
Yeah.
Because I think it pits kids against each other. Pins kids?
Pits.
Pits kids?
I think it's pits.
Yeah.
Like a dog fighting pit.
You wouldn't
Yeah.
pin if you're pinning people together. Taking a thumbtack and... Okay. Sorry.
God, Jay.
I got this really weird visual there.
So, talking about not managing my stress while in March, how do you guys manage stress? Could you give me some advice?
I don't. But,
It builds up in an unhealthy way.
yeah.
I avoid it as much as possible.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Pretend it's not there.
If there's
Good
any
advice,
emotion
guys.
going on in my life, I
Suppress
just
it.
completely suppress it and avoid it until... Well, sometimes it does, like, completely build up and I just have, like, complete breakdowns, which isn't great. But for the most of the time, I'm fine.
No, but the time after those breakdowns is always the most productive. So I feel like you kind of need...
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe we just need to tackle more stress, become even more stressed out, have daily breakdowns, and then be productive.
Yeah. Whenever I am
I
like,
think we're
oh my
describing
gosh,
college.
I'm so stressed, I'm falling apart, I clean my room.
No, I can't relate.
Yeah,
That
well,
happens
yeah,
like
about
every
that.
every 3 months. Yeah.
You clean your room every 3 months?
Yeah. You don't want to see it.
How many LaCroix cans?
I don't drink too much LaCroix anymore.
You don't drink LaCroix?
No.
I drink.
Have you been drinking Ahas?
What's Ahas?
Well, we've been obsessed with those.
Oh, yes.
It's the new sparkling water, and there's like all these different flavors.
Except for the cherry coffee one. That one's, I'm sorry, that's bad. It tastes weird.
An Ahas. Okay, I got it.
Aha. Like, aha.
Oh, Ahas?
Oh.
AHA.
Yeah, those are alright.
They have, I like the different, like, combinations. Because they'll do, like, the apple ginger one is really good. Sorry.
I don't like that one.
Are you all interested in this?
This always turns into a food review podcast. Why?
We're seniors.
Spindrifts. Oh my goodness. Spindrifts are so good.
I'd say bubbly is probably second best to LaCroix.
Oh, I'm not a huge LaCroix
I don't know if I like the vibes from bubbly.
Yeah, I don't like them as much.
The Michael Bublé commercials.
True, that automatically puts it number 2.
Yeah.
For a minute there, I was drinking like 3 LaCroix a day. I realized I had a problem, and I've really cut back since then.
Yeah, that's kind of how I was too. Although my family started drinking pop during quarantine. We've never been a pop family. Suddenly, I was drinking like a pop a day. It was really bad.
Yeah, it's really terrible. Bad.
I'm surprised I didn't get a cavity, but I mean, hey, that's what you get to do when the world is falling apart, man. Yeah. Come on.
To have a pop.
Have a pop. Come on, kid. Have a pop.
Have a drink.
Yeah. What you were saying reminded me of that John Mulaney bit where he's like...
Oh, God.
It always comes back to him.
For me, he's always up there. He's like, you just bottle it up and then you die. That's horrible. Don't do that.
I think we're all over-exaggerating a little bit. There's kind of like the college application stuff. You have to just accept... You accept it. You know?
Accept the stress.
Accept the stress and that things are rough. It's fine.
I kind of like that. But once you accept the stress, how do you accomplish everything you need to accomplish?
Still haven't figured that out, but yeah, no, I haven't figured it out. Can you tell me?
Like Nike says.
Oh God.
No, God.
That's what I could have said. I could have said that. I thought you were gonna have some profound.
Here's my profound answer.
Oh boy.
Never mind. I don't want it.
Yeah.
All right.
Is this written on your computer?
I was
Kellen,
really
you're the other
something.
host. You got a question?
Life
Quick.
is going to throw
challenges
at you that you think you can't take. But I'm telling you now that you can manage anything.
What kind of end-around way is this to say just do it?
To make...
Don't interrupt her.
Jameson.
God. She lost.
You are like a... you are like a fish swimming through the sea of chaos, madness, confusion, and you are our strong fish.
You are strong fish, Jay. Just remember that.
So no matter what, just keep swimming.
You even use the same word, just.
Just do it.
Just do it.
But I didn't say just do it. I gave a specific action you should do, which is keep swimming.
Yeah.
Instead of the specific action of just doing it.
Yes.
Oh, God. Ellen DeGeneres was so canceled during quarantine. Just remember that. That's another thing crazy thing that happened.
I never thought it would be Ellen.
Nope.
I did.
I was gonna say you didn't.
I don't know. I thought she was a great person. As a kid, you would put on Ellen with your grandma, and you'd be like, Ellen is look at her go. And now it's like, who can you trust? No one.
If you can't trust Ellen.
Who else is there? No one.
Yeah. That's something I've had to work on, is not idolizing celebrities.
Ellen.
This is completely off topic. But so I have a kind of a nice question.
Oh no. It could be misleading.
No, really Jay, it's actually a nice question.
Hey.
Jameson, what is your proudest accomplishment from high school?
Okay, I think it has to be it was 2 years ago. You already said it. The state champion thing for Science Olympiad. Because that's always been something that I've done since like 6th grade. Like you see every year we get to the state tournament, we always do okay. Maybe you get one top 6, 7 medal. But this year it was different. Cameron Elzinga was my partner that year. We were kicking booty, and it just was a complete payoff. Like, what?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you slapped your forehead, so I thought something happened. But no.
You can't say booty on this podcast.
Dude, now we gotta peep it out.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we were kicking some beep, and, you know, just...
There you go.
At the end of the year, that was such a payoff to hard work that felt good. And now I have a quantitative measure of how good I was in that, so...
Nice.
That's cute. Congratulations. What about you, Katina?
So mine was kind of the opposite, because I joined robotics my sophomore year, and that same year was probably, like, not the proudest accomplishment for me per se, but just, like, for the team, and the amount that, like, made all of us feel so good and so happy is when we, like, beat another team that's, like, the best, like, one of the best teams. Like, they've won, like, championship, like, all the way up there, and they're, like, all kind of, they're a little mean, and we don't like them, and we finally beat them, and it wasn't just beating them, it was every other team in the place cheering us on, and everyone congratulating us for beating this team, because no one likes the team.
Wow.
It was just a really good moment for, like, our whole team to come together and make us all feel, like, pretty happy, and I liked it. That's probably my choice.
So are you guys that team now?
No.
The big mean one?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Corrupted by
No,
success.
because we're not always good. That's
Oh,
what
okay.
makes us... No, the other team, we just don't like them because they... I won't get into it, but we don't like them. There's a lot of reasons.
But
No,
you
we
guys...
need to know how the intricacies of robotics drama works.
Yeah, it's kind of
Robotics
interesting.
drama.
I didn't know there was a culture around it.
Oh, there's so much robotics drama between the teams and between... There's a lot.
Cool.
It's a lot to get into, yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's actually so sweet.
Yeah.
That is really cool. On that beautiful note, that's our episode for today. Thank you for listening to Senioritis. I've been your host, Kyla.
And your other host, Kellen Kennedy.
Yep. And thank you so much to our guests today, Jay and Katina.
It was an absolute pleasure to be here.
Yes,
Yeah.
so much fun. Thank you.
I bet.
We will,
That sounded sarcastic, but it wasn't.
It was a pleasure to be here. That's what you sounded like.
I know.
Really like
that's
being
why
on the podcast.
That's why I said it sounded sarcastic, but it wasn't.
Okay. I mean...
Whatever, Jay.
Sorry.
Well, Jay, it's a pleasure being your friend. That was not sarcasm.
Okay, thank you. That makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside.
The next episode, there'll be another one, and to the fans out there, thank you for supporting us. It's been amazing on this journey. It's really been a laugh ride.
Shut up, you're
Okay. We can cut.